Hi, this is Kadir Suleiman here for v3.co.uk, and today we're going to do a comparison between the ViewPad 7 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab. As you can see, we have the two 7-inch devices here, which are very similar, so we're going to put them through their paces and see how they stack up against each other. So if we start off with the ViewPad, now it is slightly smaller than the Tab, but you won't really notice it. It weighs 375 grams, so it is nice and light, and it runs on the Android 2.2 operating system. Now, as you can see, I've just had to turn it into landscape mode because it doesn't support the home screens in portrait mode, which is a bit annoying, but it doesn't matter too much, as you can just hold it with one hand and navigate the home screens with the other. Now, it does run on a 600 megahertz processor, so it is slightly slower than the Samsung Galaxy Tab, but it's not very slow. It runs quite smoothly. It has 512 megabytes of RAM and 512 megabytes of internal memory, so it's not the most, and you will have to use the micro SD card slot to boost that up. You can boost it up by 32 gigabytes, and you can also put in a SIM card, so you can use the phone as a smartphone. You can view all your text messages, make calls. Obviously, you can use a speakerphone, or you can plug in a set of headphones down the bottom. You wouldn't really want to hold this against your ear. Now, it does have a front-facing VGA camera here for video calling capabilities, and on the back there is a 3 megapixel camera to take pictures with as well. Now, the build quality is quite nice of this device. It has nice smooth edges, and it has a couple of buttons here for volume control, and it has the standard Android touchscreen buttons there. So if we move on to the Tab, which is, as I said, just slightly bigger than the ViewPad, but it's negligible, and it is 10 grams heavier, but again, that doesn't make much difference. So the Tab weighs 385 grams. Now, as you can see, I can rotate this both ways for the home screens, which is good, and it's got 5 of them as well. And it's running a 1 gigahertz processor, so it is just that bit faster than the ViewPad. Now, if I go into applications, it does come preloaded with a lot of applications as well. It has 512 megabytes of RAM, and you can get 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can also boost that with the micro SD card slot by another 32, and also add a SIM card in there as well. So you can use this as a phone and view all your messages and everything, much like the ViewPad. Now, as for internet performance, with the 7-inch screen, both devices display the internet very nicely. Oh, sorry. As you can see, I've got the YouTube page loaded there. They are displaying it a bit differently, but it's nice to see, and they can both play the videos as well. Although we did have some problem playing Flash videos on the ViewPad. It was saying that you need to download the Flash plugin from the app marketplace, but then when we went to the marketplace, it didn't have the app to download, so you could possibly have problems viewing Flash videos on the ViewPad, but no such problems on the Tab. Now, as for messaging and input, the Tab comes with a number of functions. So if we just go to messaging, and the Tab comes with the swipe function, which is activated at the moment, so it means that I can just drag my finger across to write words, and it is very quick, and it's got great predictive text as well. You can see the letters are quite small, but it doesn't matter because when you're dragging your fingers around, it's really accurate. Or you can alternatively switch here, and it is quite small as well, but you can turn the function off, or you can type in the traditional manner, which is fine. As for the ViewPad, it does come with a much larger input interface. does have a nice big keyboard here, but again, you're going to have to type in numbers, you're going to have to rotate between the keyboards and type in symbols and then go back, so it does seem a bit more clunky than the Samsung Galaxy Tab, but nonetheless it's quite nice to hold, and when you turn it in portrait mode as well, you can tap away. Unlike the iPad, you can hold these devices with one hand and type with the other without getting too tired. Now, some of the similarities with the two devices, I'll just go back to home screen, are that they both support multitasking. So if you press and hold the home keys on both the devices, you get the list of the previous apps and you can switch between applications really quickly without having to restart anything, which is great. And also you can stop any applications if you would like. As I mentioned, they're both running Android 2.2, which is the latest operating system from Google, and they both have access to the Android marketplace, as you can see here on the ViewPad just there, and on the Tab just there as well. They also have very similar battery life, so the ViewPad is quoted as 4 to 6 hours with heavy usage, and the Tab is quoted for 7 hours with video playback. And if with moderate usage, you'll probably get 2 days out of both devices, which is not bad going, and it's the standard with both the phones. Now, they both also come with ebook readers, so you can download books from the marketplaces. You can buy books. They both come preloaded with books as well, so they could theoretically take the place of an Amazon Kindle or a Sony reader. So that's another good thing on the move. They both come with cameras. This one has a 1.3 megapixel camera on the front and a 3 megapixel on the back, and they both have the 7-inch screen. Now the Galaxy Tab's display is just that little bit sharper. It has a resolution of 1024 by 600, and the ViewPad has a resolution of 800 by 480, so the Tab wins out there. Another similar thing is that they both come preloaded with loads of apps. So the Tab comes with about 40 apps, and the ViewPad comes with just over 30, which is not bad going. But the ViewPad does come with a full version of Documents to Go preloaded, which is great. Just click there, so you can create and view documents straight from the go without having to purchase anything, which is great for business users. Now the Tab does come with more memory. It is faster, and it just feels like it's just that little bit nicer to hold in input text. So the Tab might be the tablet of choice for business users, but the ViewPad is not bad. It's £399, so it is that little bit cheaper than the Tab, which is about £470, and it does come with a nice case, so you can carry it in. It looks like you're carrying an organizer around when you have this, and it fits in nicely there. But you can obviously buy a case for the Tab if you want. But in terms of general functionality, and because it has some better hardware specs, and it's not that much more expensive than the ViewPad 7, business users would probably be advised to go with the Tab as their tablet of choice.